Now that we have you here in Finland, I'd like to ask about Finnish bands. Do you know any and any that you like really?
I'm not really familiar with much of the Finnish scene, to be honest with you. I know that there are some pretty big bands from Finland. Children of Bodom, are they from here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, the Eurovision guys that won it, Lordi. But apart from that, I know that there are some very good bands out there. But it's just a case of like I don't really keep up with the scene anymore. I just tend to sort of stick with my old favourite bands that I listen to again and again. I don't know about you, John.
I don't really know many Finnish bands. We went on tour with Our Notions as part of a load of bands.
Yeah, they have.
I'm not even sure if they're still going.
Basically, they are, but with a different name. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like broke their band, but.
So that's our only brush with Finnish people, really.
And well, now that we are speaking about music, the influences. I mean, you mentioned that your old favorites. So, what are they?
Well, the bands that inspired me to want to make an extreme metal band were things like Bathory and Celtic Frost, Slayer, Morbid Angel, Deicide, Sabbath, the UK Sabbath, early Metallica, that kind of thing. Those were really the bands that made me want to do a band. Johnny's got varying different favourite bands, haven't you?
Yeah, but we started out a lot more death metal than what we became, and we kind of expanded on something that kind of happened with the introduction of the keyboards, and it just seemed to take off from there. Because before, when we were kids and we were training in this music, if you like, we were copying our idols, like he's mentioned, Morbid Angel and Carcass and Slayer and all. It was all that type of stuff, just like any other band.
You were in a band, weren't you, before?
Yeah, I was actually in a thrash metal band called Igniter, who never had a deal or anything, but that was kind of like what I did after I left school, and kind of, I was doing that for a bit. But there was absolutely, I couldn't ever have possibly imagined what we're in now. It's just it kind of evolved musically that way as well, and especially with the compositions, how much more can we get away with? Some people say it's ridiculous, but it in certain things, in certain areas. But like for instance, when we did the first one, Black Moon, we had two incredibly powerful songs on there that really shone. The title track and the Sapphire Throne track, which is the M one, and we all felt that we really had something really special here. So when it came to Starfire Burning, I personally capitalised on that and said, right, this is ace, and then he did what he does, and the magic happened.
Yeah, obviously you, Byron, do all the lyrical stuff on the band. How about the creation of the music itself?
It's all on keyboard.
Yeah, Johnny writes it all on keyboard.
It's like composing for an orchestra, really. It's basically all constructed on keyboard, which gives it the edge, because most metal bands wouldn't do that. Most metal bands would compose on electric guitar, so that's a bit unorthodox. But I mean, like with Byron's vocals and stuff, the way that he places his vocals, there's a rhythmic type of thing going on as well. You see, so he's actually got to be able to read the music and be into music to able to apply that. He can see where catchiness will work. So, he's a musician as well. Just because he's not writing notes, he's got to read that. Do you see what I'm getting at? So it really works a treat. And sometimes when we're in the studio as well and we're like experimental and stuff, I just think that sometimes it'll come from a completely different area, and I'll think, I'd never thought he'd do that, but because I never know what he's going to do. It's the two separate entities, and they come together. And I don't want to know what he's going to do, because I don't want to be influenced. I might construct it. I might say, okay, well, he's made that a verse, we'll have it again. It wouldn't be the same. So it's worked, and he didn't tell me enough information anyway, and I don't want to know.
Basically, the sagas have now been completed, so is there a possibility for a new album and new stories, or do you feel that it's done now?
Well, you know, I mean, it's possible. There's no shortage of inspiration. There's no shortage of material. If we decide we are going to do another album, or another 3 albums, or even another 6 albums, then we'll do them. If we feel that we've said all we need to say, then, you know, we'll call it a day. But we haven't decided yet, you know, because at this stage we can do pretty much what we want to do. No one's pressuring us. It's entirely up to us to decide whether or not we want to continue.
Will we see Bal-Sagoth in Finland another time after this?
Hopefully, yes. If they want to, if a promoter wants to book us, we'll come back. We'll play wherever the fans are, because we like to get out there and play to our fans. That's the most important thing to us when we just want to get out there and show the kids, you know, that support us. Hey, this is, you know, we can try and pull it off live. It's not perfect. It's never perfect, but the heart's there, the spirit's there, and we like getting out there and showing the kids.
One more final question. The color of the world of Bal-Sagoth, what will be that and why?
The color of the world.
The color of the world, yeah. How do you feel it? What would be the best color to describe the world of Bal-Sagoth?
Well, I always kind of imagine the Bal-Sagoth world as being very sort of like dark black, shot through with little elements of like blue, like sort of like lightning bolts, blue lightning bolts. It's very kind of dark, very magical, very it's a malevolent place. It's full of dark gods and villains and all that kind of thing. So I'd say to me it exists in very dark colors.
Thank you very much, both of you, for coming here and for having us the chance to have this little interview.
Thank you very much. It's been our pleasure. We really appreciate the support.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Cheers.
Thank you.